Hello and welcome to Nazi Zombies In Depth, episode 13. I'm your host Drifter, and today we're going to be talking a lot about Call of the Dead, more specifically George Romero's health and the damage on the Scavenger. There's a big warning at the beginning of this video because the code analysis is not complete. We have not finished picking it apart yet, but this is the best information that I have right now. You guys always ask this question every episode of Nazi Zombies In Depth, and this is the best that I can do to give it to you. More than likely, I'm missing something. I might be incomplete in some areas. I'll actually mention some of the things that we don't quite understand yet. This episode does have some very nice insight into the director health, and I have one really awesome pro tip on how to kill George very quickly. Well, first things first, you need to know that George Romero deals 90 damage per hit with his lamp. Without Juggernog, that's a 2-hit kill, and with Juggernog, that's a 3-hit kill. Every time he hits you, you're going to get the little lightning bolts on your screen, which are a little annoying and might make you flub up, so just keep your head in the game. And without further ado, George Romero has 250,000 health per player. With one player, he has 250,000 health, 2 players is 500,000, 3 players is 750,000, and 4 players is the absolutely humongous 1 million health. He does have a multiplier associated with his health, but we don't understand it in its entirety yet, so I don't want to comment on it. By all appearances, it doesn't appear to be that large of a multiplier, so I wouldn't worry about it. It's easier to just kind of assume that if you're playing 4 players, he has 1 million health. I would like to say that George doesn't recover any health between rounds, or he doesn't heal while standing in the water, but I don't have any code basis for this. I don't have any hard numbers behind this. This is just kind of a gut feeling. We haven't figured out or seen anything that indicates that he regains health, but like I said, it's not fully checked out yet. Here's a little list of how many hits it would take to kill George with some conventional and some upgraded weapons. As you can tell, it takes a lot of hits to kill with some weapons, so my recommendation is to go for the 1,000 damage or more weapons. This is Mustang and Sally, Ray Gun, Dragunov, L96, Python, Cobra, Sickle, Ballistic Sickle, all that sort of stuff. That's really what you're going to want to go for to put down George pretty fast. Not to underestimate shotguns, though. An upgraded shotgun can do a pretty good chunk of damage to him if you're close and you make sure that all the bullets hit. My personal favorite way to kill George Romero is with the ballistic knife sickle combination, or just with the sickle. If you get all 4 of your teammates working together, it won't take very long at all to take George out because they deal 1,000 to 1,500 damage per pop, depending on if you have the ballistic knife as well as the sickle, and you can just really rape George really fast and put him down with this. A less conventional, but still extremely effective way to kill George is with upgraded assault rifles. For some reason, the upgraded assault rifles have an additional buffer against George Romero, so depending on which one you upgrade, you'll get a multiplier of 2.5 all the way up to 9.25x on the FAMAS, which is kind of odd because the FAMAS is a terrible assault rifle in zombies, but it's godlike at killing George Romero. So if you just happen to have an upgraded assault rifle and you want to kill George, this is good. And if you just happen to get one out of the box, I'd recommend you go ahead and burn through all your regular ammo, upgrade it, and then start killing George. Here's a list of the damage that you can expect to do with several varieties of assault rifle when upgraded. As you can tell, the FAMAS is, wow, it's just colossal. Next up today we have the Scavenger. The Scavenger does 50 damage per direct impact and shoots at 60 rounds per minute, but that's not really what we're interested in here. The explosion damage on the Scavenger is 5,660, which is really huge. That's the maximum damage. I honestly don't know the minimum damage right now. I just don't have the information available to me. I also do not have available to me the Scavenger radius. I don't know how big of a radius, but I know that it is a very large radius. It competes with PhD Flopper and also with the Skull Crusher on the M16. I made a mistake on my last episode with the PhD Flopper. I derped pretty hard. It was actually 7.5 meters instead of 30, but if I had to estimate an explosion radius on the Scavenger, I would give it somewhere between 7 and 10 meters. When you upgrade it, it turns into the Hyena Infradead, which basically just makes everything twice as good. You have double the magazine size, double the ammunition, it still shoots at the same speed, reloads about the same, but now you have a variable zoom that also has an infrared sight, and thank goodness zombies don't use Ghost Pro, they stand out pretty well. The damage now does a tremendous 11,320 damage per shot. Of all the weapons in the game that do damage and aren't just insta-kills, I believe this is absolutely the highest by far, and you should be able to one-hit kill zombies with this up until round 35. Now, bearing in mind at round 35, they're going to be needing to standing directly on top of the bolt. Anything a little bit further away is not going to be a one-hit kill. This is extremely effective. against killing everything, including against killing George. Outside of the ballistic sickle and the upgraded FAMAS, this is the most damaging weapon to George Romero. If you use all the bullets in its non-upgraded version and then you upgrade it, the total damage that you'll do is 426,750 across all the Scavenger and Hyena infrared ammo, which is just about half of his health. With a little bit of help from your teammates, this will cut your time killing George in half, so you can just tool on him with this weapon. Of all the weapons that fire, this one and the FAMAS are probably my weapons of choice. Well guys, that's it for this episode of Nazi Zombies in Depth, but it's only appropriate that I thank the people that helped me make this. First of all, I would like to say thank you to DuckCall00 on Den Kirsten's forums. He's the guy that takes apart the zombie code with some help from Den occasionally. You should go check out those forums. They're linked in the description. I gotta say thank you to Mr. Squareway for providing the Scavenger footage. I think I've only got that weapon once, and when it was not recording, I have terrible luck for getting the Scavenger for some reason. I also need to thank Big Al 4242, who was kind enough to send me his FAMAS footage while we were playing, because he got the FAMAS and I did not. I need to thank MLC Stealth for helping me play, and Naked Pancake for helping me play. We can't do it without a team. If you enjoyed this video, maybe go check out those guys' channels, like, subscribe, favorite, comment, all that kind of good stuff. And I'll be back next time with more complete information and some interesting stuff about the VR11. Drifter out.